So here is my Sinclair ZX-80 setup with regular picture TV, tube TV, and tape recorder. And well, you'll notice something different, which is an iPad on the left I'm using as the tape recorder, or actually player, and speakers here, which we're going to actually demonstrate the ZX-80 producing sounds from its tape out port. That will be through the Walkman in record mode and then out through headphone jack to the speakers. Okay, so now I'm going to load a program to play some music. So we press load and then enter, and then we select one of the songs on the iPad. The iPad will play that program actually, and now you'll see on the screen the program has loaded. This program has a machine language subroutine and notes that are not visible. I ended up writing this program based on a one that was an entry program for entering every note one by one, and I thought that won't do. So now we turn up the volume and you hear this hum, which is the sound of the that's coming out of the tape port now, which is related to the vertical sync, because that's the line that's used for the sound. Now watch this. We run. And that's an example of the kind of song you can get out of the 1-bit, flipping this 1-bit in the V-Sync and then piping it through this amplification I've set up, double amplification as it were. Alright, I have another one loaded up. And you can replay it with this little player app. Finally, here's one I figured out how to enter in myself after using an Excel worksheet and figuring out the notes. Just a quick tune. Anyway, that is the state of music on the ZX-80 that I was able to achieve. So I want to show some games now, and starting with 1K games that were originally written for the ZX-80. I'm loading them from the iPad connected via the headphone jack. So now we're going to load Space Intruders by Mactronics 1K program. That takes about 20 seconds to load 1K, which is not fast. Okay, it's loaded up, and now this game you have to start by saying go to 100, because the first part is for entering the game's code from a list. There we go. So this is a 1K version. Oh, there's the fire button is 0. It's not that easy for me. Okay. Pretty good for 1K. Now we can see the 3K version. Okay, here is the 3K version loaded. This one you can just say run. There we go. A little bit nicer. It's quite hard unless you're sitting at the computer to play these games. Here's one I actually was able to load at the VCF SoCal show, the Breakout by Mactronics 1980. And it's, yeah, it's okay. And none of these games really does a great job when the game is over. Some of them do, like the really advanced ones, but these smaller 1K games don't. So that's Breakout. Here's Double Breakout. By the way, a lot of these games were written for 50 Hertz PAL, and you had to modify them with a couple of pokes and to get it to work with 60 Hertz US standard. So you start this one with go to 1, and then let's do the very slow, and it's still a pain, but there we go. Just text and simple ASCII graphics. I could probably go faster than this, but that's Breakout, Double Breakout. Last one I'll show here is the Invasion by Beam Software, Super Invasion 2K model, 2K version. 5 and 8 to move, the laser base, 0 to 1 to fire, 1 super expert, 50 complete beginner. Let's try 25. It's very, very fast even. But that's when the game's over, it just blanks, starts over again. Okay, so here I've loaded a 16K compatible Pac-Man game, originally done in 2010. So that took a few minutes to load off of tape, or off of the iPad in this case. But it's pretty cool. And yeah, the arrow keys let you run it. Wow, it's pretty fast. Yeah, so that's a pretty cool game. So some of these games came with a loader program, which you loaded first and is similar to the tape play volume tester, and it gives you feedback while the game is loading on the screen. Albeit really annoying feedback, but at least tells you it's working, because it's going to take almost 5 minutes to load. So here it is, fully loaded and running in 16K, and you have choice of controls. I'm not sure what some of these are, but QAOPM. This one at least is reasonable. So then we start. And it's pretty incredibly impressive graphics for text. And M is jump, right? Yeah, I'm not very good at this, but that is pretty cool for a 16K game on this Z80 computer. Anyway, there are more games online actually than the ones I showed, but these are the ones I decided were a good sampling, and it really is convenient to use the iPad, an older iPad, 5th generation, volume all the way up, and I've used software to create these WAV files. It's readily available, and I'll put a link in below. So thank you for watching, and happy ZX-80 game playing.